What it is, what it do, cyber world. It is your girl, the one and only Ash Said It. AshSaidIt.com, AshSaidIt.com. Welcome to the Ash Said It Daily Podcast Show. I appreciate you guys for all of your love and support. Over 1,300 episodes and 500,000 streams worldwide. Thank you guys so very much. I hope that you're having a wonderful day, that your December is looking bright and wonderful. Today we have the pleasure of speaking with one of the stars of the new film, Courting Des Moines, the wonderful Catherine Urbanek. Hi, Catherine.
Hi, Ash.
How are you doing today?
I'm well, and yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. So, first off, Catherine, how did you get bitten by the acting bug?
Well, I actually had a lot of social anxiety when I was really little, and I was scared of interacting with people. But I got the acting bug when my school did a play that I had to be in, and when I did the play, for some reason, when I was on stage, I wasn't scared anymore because it wasn't like it was myself. I was playing pretend, and I could kind of do or say whatever I wanted, and it was part of telling this story, and it wasn't really, me up there, but it was me playing a character. And so I kind of discovered a lot of freedom in that, and so I kept pursuing that, and then I really, I did a play that was funny when I was a kid, and then I discovered I liked making people laugh. And actually, when I saw the movie Legally Blonde, one of my pets had just died, and I couldn't stop crying, and so my mom took me to see Legally Blonde, and I started laughing, and I left. I wasn't crying anymore, and I was like, well, that's what I do with my life. I want to make people laugh and make their day better. So that's kind of how I got started in acting, and I've been doing it since I was 8 years old.
Awesome. Wow, that's pretty funny. So, with the state of our country now, what was your motivation with being a part of this project, Courting Des Moines?
Well, it's really interesting because the movie centers around the Iowa caucus process,
right,
which is coming up very soon. And we shot the film in 2015, and I think what I thought was really interesting about when we shot the movie was how people were able to have political discussion, especially in Des Moines, without it turning into a fight or name-calling or accusing somebody of something. It was literally just people discussing ideas and their vision for what would make the country better, what would make the country great. And you could differ on those ideas, and it was okay. So I think I learned a lot from doing the movie was that you can have discussion. You can have amicable discussion with somebody who thinks differently than you, but you both share a common love of the country. So it was interesting when we did the movie because it was right before the 2016 election, and I think kind of political discourse has gotten more heated and I think a lot more volatile since then. So I kind of hope that when people watch the movie, they can kind of realize, what, we're all Americans. We all want this country to be a great country. We really essentially want the same thing. We just have different ideas on how to get there, and that's okay. It's totally okay. Right. So, that I think watching that through the, especially as we shot in Iowa, gearing up to the 2016 election, I think it's still just as applicable coming into 2020.
Gotcha. So, for your character, were there any similarities in the character that you saw in yourself?
Well, what's interesting is I played a young lawyer who decides to become the campaign manager for this dark horse political candidate out of California, and I happen to be in law school right now. So it's funny because it kind of there was kind of a bit of a switch where my mom is an attorney, and I never thought about going to law school, and it was kind of a fairly recent decision. But it's funny to me that kind of retroactively art began to imitate life. But I think what I like about Kelli, the character of Kelli, is she kind of starts out feeling very jaded about the political process, and then through knowing Melissa Fitzgerald's character, Samantha Clemons, she develops this kind of wide-eyed innocence about what politics can be. And that's not a bad thing. She starts out kind of, I think, feeling very jaded about D.C. and politics. And then she kind of looks at the candidate that she's working with and says, you know what, you can have a you can have a pure motive to be in politics. It doesn't have to be about making money or gaining power or having influence. But you can really just genuinely love your country and want to serve your country in the best way possible. So she kind of has a shift in her mindset. And I think for me, that's also been happened for me, is I felt very I've always been politically, I've been interested in politics my whole life, but I've always found what happens in D.C. to kind of be seedy in a way, if that makes sense, where it's just everybody's out for themselves. Mm-hmm. So I think, doing the film, and also just kind of as I've, educated myself more politically, I've developed a greater appreciation, I think, for the American political process, where I don't see it as something that is just a power grab. And especially after being in law school and studying constitutional law and really studying the Constitution and appreciating what an incredible document it is for protecting individual freedom and individual liberty. It's pretty eye-opening and inspiring. And looking back at it then, and looking at the Constitution now in our current political process, and just having that understanding and being like, you know what, this country was made to be a country of freedom and hope and prosperity and unlimited possibility. And that's inspiring to think of. That's where we started, and that's still where we can be. Yeah,
absolutely. So all in all, what do you hope that audiences get from this film?
Well, I hope that audiences, first of all, learn a little bit about the Iowa caucus process. Because when I got involved in the film, I honestly had no idea. I had no idea what the Iowa caucus was. I had no clue. And I discovered that it is really a very grassroots way of campaigning. Why the film is called Courting Des Moines, because when candidates go to Iowa, it's the first in the nation of the primaries, and essentially the candidates have to court the voter. They go to Iowa, they go to the Iowa State Fair, they go to bars, they go to restaurants, they go to places where people work, and they interact one-on-one with the voters. And so to me, that was really cool, because I never lived in a state that was like that. I've lived in Florida, and I've lived in Arizona and California, and politics was never a one-on-one thing for me. It was kind of this separate entity. But when you're in Iowa for the Iowa caucuses, it is right there. And it's like you get to really interact with someone that could be the future president of the United States. And you get to have a discussion with them. And you get to, you really can see who is real and genuine and who is really just putting on a facade. So I hope that people learn a little bit about the Iowa caucus process. I also hope that it's inspiring to people in a way that they can, I think right now, because our political climate is so volatile, they can get dissuaded about politics and dissuaded about, our country. But I hope that it inspires people to, be maybe a little more politically, want to learn a little bit more about politics, and also find what they're passionate about. Like, what issues do you care about? What are the things that you feel are worth fighting for? So I hope that it's an inspiration to people who watch it, and so it's a learning experience and inspiration. Hopefully they get some laughs out of the movie as well.
Yes. Now, what is the best way for people to, of course, watch the film and catch it on, on the different services?
It's pretty much available anywhere you can stream movies, so Amazon Prime, Google Play, iTunes. I think it's also on YouTube as well. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot of options and places to catch the film, and if you're an Amazon Prime member, it's free to watch on Amazon.
Gotcha. And thank you so much for joining us today, Catherine. What is the best way for people to reach out to you if they want to follow your journey, or if they have got questions, or they want to see what's next with you?
Well, I have a website, CatherineUrbanek.com, and then I'm also on Instagram. My Instagram is CatUrban, CATURBAN. If you'd like to follow me, most of my posts are, I will say, about food I am eating, and a lot of food posts and posts about my dog. But hopefully, that's pretty much what my Instagram is. But that's how you can reach me if you feel like, knowing what I'm up to and what I'm doing in law school and my future projects. I am going to be doing actually an animated feature. I'll be doing voiceover in an animated feature that I'm recording later this week. So yeah, lots of cool stuff. If anybody's interested, I'd be happy to have to follow.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Catherine. Much more success to you into 2020 and beyond. So we're pushing that out there for you. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys for all of your love, all of your support. It makes a huge difference. Keep in mind, anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, you look them square in the face, you tell them, don't believe me, just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. That's what we're doing this for, the history books. Social media is nice, but real life is way, way better. Until next time, you guys.